Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you on here, and I hope you guys can try these mandalas and have a fun time doing it. So before we get started on the mandala design, I'm going to explain our tools. So the tools I use are color-coded, so they have a color on the top of the tools. When you buy them off of Temu or Amazon, they usually just come clear. So first off, for the twirly tools, I do not use the green twirly for any of my tutorials, so you can set this one aside. As for the rods, the largest two rods, I, again, also do not use for any of my tutorials, but if you're doing like a bigger project on your own time, then of course you can use these. So now to help you understand what I have color-coded, you can lay them out biggest to smallest. The biggest one, which is the green one, next size down, we have it marked as the blue stick. And then next size down after the blue is the white stick. After the white stick, it's the yellow stick. And then we have the pink stick. And then last but not least, trying to pick them up, is the black stick. And then of course we have the twirlies. These are self-explanatory. They are color-coded already. You can color code them yourself. We use just nail polish on the tops of the tools. We can get started with the design now. This is the palette I'm going to be using for today's class. One thing to keep in mind for today's paints is to make sure that they are multi-surface, because we are baking on the paint afterwards onto your glass or mug, so make sure that the paints are multi-surface. For paint color number 1, I used Craft Smart Multi-Surface Parchment. Paint color number 2, I used Craft Smart Multi-Surface Fern Green. About 60% of this, and I mixed about 40% of the parchment color. For paint color 3, I used just the Craft Smart Fern Green. For paint color number 4, I used Craft Smart Multi-Surface Camouflage. And paint color 5 is just any black paint. Again, make sure that it's multi-surface. And that's today's palette. So you guys have all been here before, right? Yeah, okay, so we're just gonna real quick practice the lily pads and the frogs, just so that we have that down. So I have a separate sheet of paper. You guys can use your placemat off to the side a little bit, and then just open to paint color 3. So we're gonna start off with the frogs. We're gonna use the white stick, black stick, and the pink stylus. We're gonna take the white stick first. We're gonna dip it into the paint and place a dot. Then we're gonna take the black stick, dip it into the paint, and we're gonna place 2 dots right above the bigger one for the little 2 eye bumps. And then we're gonna take the pink stylus, the smaller end, and we're just going to drag the paint down out of the body to make little feet and arms. So dragging out just like 3 lines for the feet, and then for when we do the arms, you're going to drag it straight out a little longer, and then 2 like that. So the feet are coming straight out of the body, while the arms have a little bit of a length to it. So this is going to be the base shape for our frogs. For the lily pads, also pretty simple. We're going to use the pink stylus, the bigger end. You're going to start off by drawing a V, and then you're going to start from the tips of the V and you're going to draw in a circle around.
Did you say that was the bigger end?
Yes. To make the lily pad, and then just fill it in with paint. So I did make mine a little too big, so we don't want to make it too big. Okay, so now we're gonna get started on our cups. We're going to start with the frogs and the lily pads. So for the frogs, again, we're gonna use the white stick, black stick, and the pink stylus with paint color 3. And we're just going to scatter the frogs and the lily pads below this second line, because in this section here, that's where we're gonna have our little mandala. So we're going to just kind of scatter the frogs and lily pads across the bottom portion of our cups. You can do as little or as many frogs as you want. And then if you want to add a little bit of extra color to the lily pads, you can take the darker green, paint color 4, and place a dot of it right in the center of the lily pad, and then kind of drag out little lines across the lily pad to give it a little bit of detail. You have to make sure to do this while the lighter green is still wet. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and get started on the mandala portion. We're going to use the pink stick with paint color 4. And we're just going to do a row of dots along the bottom of this first line that we have. For the next step, we're gonna use the black stick, and we're gonna use paint color 2. And we're gonna put these dots right below the gaps of the row we just did.
Number 2?
Yes. For the next step, we're gonna use the pink stylus, the smaller end with paint color 3. And we're going to place 3 dots in this diamond shape, like that. Okay, for the next step, we're going to overlap the frogs. So we're going to use the blue stylus, bigger end, with paint color 1. And we're going to overlap the eyes, making sure that you can still see a sliver of green, like that.
The big end.
Yes, the big end. Next up, we're gonna overlap the froggies' bellies. So we're gonna use the pink stick with paint color 2. And we are going to place a dot lower on the froggy's body for a belly. So we're now putting it straight in the middle of the body, but down towards the feet. Next up, we're gonna take the black stick and the pink stylus with paint color 4. I'm gonna start with the black stick. We're going to place a dot in between those little diamonds we did. And then with the pink stylus, you'll drag down a little bit of paint down or up in between to make a teardrop. And I'd recommend only doing about 3 of these at a time so that the paint doesn't dry too fast and so that you can drag the paint pretty easily. Next step, we're going to use the blue stylus, bigger end with paint color 2. And we're going to place these dots below the gaps of our teardrops. Next step, we're going to take the pink stylus, smaller end with paint color 3, and we're going to place a dot in between the ones we just made. Next, we're going to take the blue stylus with paint color 4. We're going to use the bigger end, and we are going to start below these super small dots that we just made. And you're going to dip once and place dots straight down till you reach our line. Then you're going to, however many dots that is for you, then you're going to skip the next small dot, go on to the next one. And we're going to make this one just a tiny bit shorter than the other one. And you're just going to keep alternating like this. The next one, you're going to go all the way down to the line, like that. And then the next one will be shorter, and so on. Once you've got those dots down, you're going to take a Q-tip and very carefully erase that line that we have going around the cup. Now we're going to go ahead and take the blue stylus again, bigger end with paint color 3. And we're just going to place a bigger dot at the end of each of these little rays that we did. Now we're going to take the blue stylus again, bigger end with paint color 1, and we are going to overlap these first rows of dots that we did and these teardrops that we did, just placing a dot straight in the middle. Okay, next we're going to move on to the final details on the frogs. We're going to use paint color 5 with the pink stylus. We're gonna use the bigger end for the pupils. You can face the black dots towards an angle so that it can be looking somewhere. And then with the smaller end, or with the yellow stylus smaller end, you'll want to dip just the tip for this so that the smile isn't too thick. But you'll just draw out a little smiley face. Or you could place a dot so that it could be like a ooh kind of shaped face. You can do frowns, you can do whatever mouth shape you want. I think this frog is my favorite.
Did he get run over?
I don't know.
Dog had too much wine.
Yeah. Okay, and final detail, we're gonna use the pink stylus smaller end with paint color 2, and we're just going to do three little dots, just kind of filling in the space in between the frogs.
So cute.
Oh, you did so well.